Okay, and we're back. Does everybody want to know what happened? I'll let a few more people join. But, hey, Steve. Hey, guys. I'll let a few more people join, then I'll share what happened on the earlier test drive. Essentially, I'm going to be joined here by Kimberly Snyder, who is the guest on the most recent Heal with Kelly podcast. And she was talking about her book, The Hidden Power of the Five Hearts. It's an incredibly powerful episode. This book is absolutely like world-changing. She's written other books, but this is her favorite, and I have to agree. I've been doing the exercises in this book, and it's completely kept me grounded in my heart and out of panic lately in these intense times. So she will be hopping on here in a few minutes to guide us through one of her heart coherence meditations to drop us all into our heart together. And she's going to be a few minutes late, so I thought I would hop on here. And for those of you who were on here 20 minutes ago, I actually joined and started this 30 minutes early because that's just the kind of day it is. Everything is just wonky donkey. Obviously the election, there's a lot of energy and reaction and conversation around that. And then there was high winds here in LA, and there was a fire about a mile down the road from my home on the beach. It has since been contained. Thank God. It was crazy winds. Only one house, I think, was burned, and nobody was in it. So thank God. Everybody is safe. Let's pray that there are no more sparks flying because there's just really crazy winds. So hopefully that was the first and the last. I think there might be one more. So just a lot of crazy energy in the air. And I was 30 minutes early. Better early than late. Anyways, we're here now. We're waiting for 3 more minutes. You're going to have to suffer through me for 3 more minutes before Kimberly joins us and drops us all into our heart and our coherent state. Very powerful stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you one last time about the Heal Gaia event this weekend. It's in Boulder, Colorado. If anybody woke up this morning and said, you know what? I need to go somewhere. I need to get away. I need some healing. Totally understandable. Come join us in Boulder. Let's get together and be in the room with like-hearted individuals who want to work on themselves and be the change they wish to see in the world. We've got Michael Beckwith. We've got Lauren Roxborough. We've got Rob Wergen doing energy healings on stage and for the entire group that's there in person. We have Peter Crone that's just going to free our minds. We're going to have Anthony William, Greg Braden, Dr. Mindy Peltz, who is just an amazing speaker, incredible energy, Dr. Shefali, Dr. Brownstein. Who am I forgetting? We've got 2 incredible healing stories with Christy Miller and Lauren Vaknine. So come join us. There's still a few seats available. We wanted to do this event so we can bring people together in community. Of course, if you can't make it to Boulder, you can live stream for free, and we'd love to have you join. So the link is in the bio. And if you can join us in person, or if you've been on the edge and you've been looking for a sign if you should go to Boulder, this is your sign. I am your sign. Click the link, put in, I think, code Kelly for $50 off, and we'll see you there. Let's see if this is Kimberly ready to join. No? All right, so we're still waiting for Kimberly. So what Kimberly is going to do, she did a lot of research with the Heart Math Institute and just a lot of spiritual teachings, and she learned that we actually have 5 hearts, 5 heart stages. Listen to the podcast. It's the latest Heal With podcast episode. It is truly game-changing. I was training for a marathon and listening to this book on tape or on, Audible, and it was everything. Okay, let's see. Here she is. It really dropping into our heart. Last few weeks, and everybody, all these different healers from different backgrounds and cultures and Hi. They've all been saying the same thing, which is to drop into our heart and out of our ego and fear. So I'm so excited that you're here to walk us through this experience. I don't know if you heard, but I totally got on a half an hour early at 12 and
Oh,
flailing out here. So for the people that came back, I appreciate it.
oh, it's so beautiful to see you. And I'd love to share, Kelly, when we did this meditation together, the lights in the room like dropped and then someone fixed them and then it just went bananas, which just shows how real this is. You know, we know intuitively how powerful love is and compassion and care. And thank you so much for speaking to the research, because there's research correlating feelings of care with enhanced IgA, which is a secretory antibody, that shows how our immunity can go up, how our hormones can balance, all these amazing things. So when we were doing the podcast, the Heal podcast, we experienced shifts around us in the electricity, which just shows how powerful our hearts are, and how amazing that we are tuning in today of all days when there's just a lot of emotions happening um, around. Some, some people are feeling disappointment, some people are feeling fear, some people are feeling elation. I know I'm going through some sadness, feeling that there's a lot of dividedness and separation right now in our country. So this is a really powerful time, more than ever, Kelly, to tune back in and to realize, the book is called The Hidden Power. Thank you again so much for sharing it, because we outsource so much trying to feel okay, whether it's always, just going out here. I know I used to turn to food a lot to try to soothe myself with crunchy foods, and I could, chomp down on things. But really, this ability to feel safe and secure comes inside of us, no matter what is going on. This coherence, this groundedness is something that we can access. And so, again, thank you so much for highlighting this conversation, Kelly, and your big heart in bringing this forward.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. We do these Wednesday IG lives, and after we had our conversation, and which I encourage everybody,
Yeah.
if you haven't listened, go listen to it. And if you want to watch it on YouTube, on the Heal documentary channel on YouTube, or Heal with Kelly, you can actually see the lights in the room go down. So we literally dropped in, changed the field of electricity in the room, and it happened twice. It's wild. So this is very powerful stuff. And I also, like you said, just to reiterate on this day, the fact that we have you scheduled to guide us through this experience today of dropping us into our hearts is obviously divinely orchestrated, right? Like you said, there's a lot of emotions, and I just want to share. I shared it on the earlier run through when I was here 30 minutes early. But it's a sweet story because it was it's such a simple example of what, like, anyways, I'm just going to walk you through it. I woke up in the middle of the night. Many of us were just going to sleep after watching
Yes.
the election. I went to bed early and then got up at like 3 a.m. and I went downstairs to have some water. And usually my daughter doesn't wake up. She sleeps like a baby, like rock all night. But I went downstairs and she woke up and she's like, "Mom," screaming, because she wakes up in this dark room and I'm not there. And so she's panicking. I run back upstairs. I'm like, "I'm here, I'm here." And she's like, ah, like freaking out. And I just calm her down. It takes 2 seconds. She's rolling over. She's like, "I hate you." And I was like, and I was just like, oh my gosh, wow, that just shows me. And she never says things like that. So it just and she fell right back asleep because I was there and she was safe again. And so it just goes to show, like, when people hate, underlying it is just tremendous fear and lack of
Yes.
safety. Hatred is just driven by tremendous fear, and we all have our versions and perspectives and cultures and backgrounds and traumas that
Yes.
dictate our fear. And so it's just a good thing to remember that people's hatred and all this vitriol that we're seeing in the world, that's all just driven by their fear and their lack of feeling safe in the world. So
Yes. Oh, what a beautiful story, Kelly. And thank you for bringing that up, because when we reframe things that way, it can also open us up to more compassion, because we all go through fear, what we call these dark heart moments. scientifically we would say it's heart brain incoherence, where we're just not feeling any, we're grasping for safety and security, and sometimes we misplace that out into this has to work or control. So going back to today and our practice, which is really amazing, is I think it's a really powerful day to talk about not going into the stress response, which is only going to disable us. And that happens when we resist what is, or we try to shift or control or make something happen that isn't in our control, right? This is giving our power away. Our power is to be alive, to be present, to be here, to be joyful, to be in our fullest expression of creativity, to be peaceful, to be connected. And we don't want to give our power away when something doesn't work out or someone says something or whatever it is, right? Then we go into that stress response. So much of what we do today in this practice was shown to help keep us centered, so that over time, what was shown in this research, coherence reduces cortisol. It elevates these really healthy hormones like DHEA, which is part of vitality. It's our ability to change our perceptions. So instead of trying to squash the thoughts that are negative from a mental place, we're coming into the heart, and then we're naturally harnessing the heart to the brain, and then we're expanding into these more peaceful, unifying perceptions, which then change the thoughts.
Hmm.
Um,
Awesome.
yes.
Yeah, I love
Okay, you
it.
ready, Lo? We need this right
We
now.
need this right now. Everybody listen to the podcast on Heal with Kelly. It came out last week with Kimberly because we dive more into that. And then, of course, get the book. This is a real game changer. But right now, you guys are going to get a taste of it. So Kimberly's going to guide us through the
Yes.
experience.
Ooh. All right, everybody. So, if you, wherever you happen to be, if you can just go ahead and close your eyes down, we'll be here together for just a few moments. And straight away, you're going to place your attention on your heart. So for some, it can help you connect to your heart by actually physically placing your hands on your heart, or you can just place your attention there. So we're talking about the physical heart, yes, but also the energetic heart, which has been known in spiritual traditions, ancient traditions all around the world, to be a kind of a gateway to the true self. This energy center, which connects us to spirit, to the higher self, however you like to think of it. Just notice this grounding feeling that comes in right when we just connect. And this is where the science intersects so beautifully with the spiritual teachings. Research published in the American Journal of Cardiology shows that this alone, just focusing on your heart, starts to rewire your nervous system. There's 40,000 neurons in the brain, in the heart, which is the type of brain. Just feeling this groundedness, maintaining our heart focus while we now start to take some deep breaths in and out. So we're not going to do a specific breath count right now, but we're going to keep full focus on your heart. Just a nice, natural, slow breath pattern. Let your heart's intelligence recalibrate your breath. And while we're doing this, what many of us don't realize, and I was quite surprised when I learned it, is the heart actually sends more messages to your brain than vice versa. So when we slow down our breath, just like this, focusing on the heart, we can change the input signal to our brain. Okay, so while we're here, now I'd like you to recall someone or something that makes you feel appreciation. So appreciation is a blend of thankfulness and gratitude and awe and approval. It could be a loved one, a pet, a beautiful sunrise or sunset that you saw on a trip. whatever it is, I want you to focus on the feeling in your heart. You can feel expansive, tingly, warm. This is one of the emotions that has been shown to nourish your entire being. So we're going to rest here, sustaining appreciation for just a few moments. Focus on your heart. If a thought comes in or you dropped it, just recall that person or thing that helps you feel it and come right back. Come right back to your heart. Just another few moments, feeling appreciation right in your heart. And now we're going to take a deep breath in together and we'll breathe appreciation in, and we'll send appreciation out across time and space, across this, I almost said Zoom, but this Instagram, to each other and the community. One of the things the science shows is that our hearts are broadcast stations through these fields of electromagnetic energies that do intersect. So we can send energy very much to each other. So once again, we'll breathe in appreciation as well as peace and love. And we'll exhale out appreciation, peace, and love to everyone in this community, the Heal community and the Solluna community, and then also to our loved ones. And then broadcasting that love and appreciation, peace across the greater community, across the nation and all nations, the world. And let us breathe in one more time, love. And exhale out to the areas and even specific people, regions, places, or instead of closing or constricting, we let the medicine, the energy of love, bring more unity, healing. Let our hearts show us the way. The heart's intelligence will show us a way to love and unify, the way our heads and our brains and our egos could never give us access to. This wordless intelligence. One more time, breathing into your beautiful heart. And exhaling out. And taking a moment to thank your beautiful heart for all of its wisdom. And to give thanks for anything else that arises spontaneously. And as we close, Kelly, I'd love to set an intention, a little prayer for love, healing, unity, and peace to rise up through each of our hearts and across the greater collective. Om. Peace. Amen.
Thank you. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. That felt whew, like a huge reset.
You know, in a time where it's easy to get really heady, reading all the stuff, hearing all the stuff, we start to go into the stress response. We start to feel the fear. We start to feel the polarization. It doesn't have to be our reality. You know, Kelly, there's this place in here, this, like you say, wordless intelligence. And what the science shows is coherence is this inner harmony. It's a strengthening of our health, our energy. And what it does is it forges more unity. So in a time where we can feel, oh, I don't control these things, disempowered, we do have so much power to love, to bring energy, to what we're putting into the field is something we can control. And when we feel ourselves going into that fear or that stress response, and even teaching this to your daughter, Kelly, and to the children and people around is, hey, right here, right now, there is safety that we can find. There is that peace comes into getting out of the head, the simple steps of the heart aligned meditation, journey to the heart, do the breathing, shift into appreciation, which is an expansive, it's been shown in science to, it's even the chart in the book, to elevate your heart coherence. And then I always like to send energy out because when we focus so much on ourselves, Kelly, it's when we start to feel small and constricted. So it's always nice to broadcast out those energies.
Totally.
You see that
Yeah, a lot of times
chart?
in the research, when people get stuck in their healing journey, it's we tell them to put their attention on someone else, give service to someone else to
Yes,
get
and
them
it
out of that.
flows.
Yeah, and that energy opens up
And
a
here's
portal to their healing.
Well, here's that chart, Kelly, in the book, and this is page 29. This came from the Heart Math research. We did our research study with too. So when we're even in a few moments of appreciation, look at how it creates these smooth sine waves, which is really recalibrating your whole system. It feels nice, but it's actually creating great biological change and really helping to balance your nervous system, right? And I think many of us in the community know when the nervous system is out of whack, the gut health gets out of whack, the thoughts start spiraling, everything starts to go off kilter. But we have this power. So I'm so passionate about Kelly because I know what it's like to feel anxious, to have those dark heart moments, to get up in the night, feel fear, like, oh my gosh, here, come back here. We can center ourselves. And sometimes it only takes a few moments. Sometimes we have to keep doing it. But it really does work. And it also builds our coherence capacity. So it gets easier over time.
Totally. And when you're in a coherence, like you said, our heart is a broadcast station. When you're in coherence, you're sending out very clear frequency and information into the field, and things come back to you in a very clear, aligned way. When we are incoherent, we've all felt that. We probably felt
Yes.
it a lot in the last 24 hours. Regardless of, where you stand, it's just that incoherent energy. So when you can drop into your heart and get into coherence, just like we did, just things around the field around you organizes in a different way because you're sending out very clear signals and very high frequency waves. It's remarkable, actually, and that's what HeartMath demonstrates in the research. So
Yes. And right now, Kelly, it's an important time. Like you said, it's not about this side or this side. It's just saying, hey, let us come together to heal and to bring where there's division, to bring more unity, to bring more compassion. So then the question becomes, what am I putting into the field? How am I contributing? Because each of us is contributing to the field. So then our focus shifts to let me get myself more coherent. And then no matter where I am, even if you're just sitting at home on your couch, you're giving more peace and harmony And then as you walk into that room with your friends, or someone calls you and they're upset, or you're comforting your child, or I'm going to go pick up my child in about an hour from school, we are contributing the most powerful energies of love and harmony. And there's so much in our power to do that. We all have these. Paramahansa Yogananda said all hearts are equal. It's just that as we go through these heart stages, the heart becomes more transparent to the light and the love. So that's what we're doing. The more we're broadcasting, we're just clearing out, and we're letting that all intelligent energy of love work through and heal.
And I mean, it's so just to feel that state of dropping in, just using our breath, using our heart to get into that state of appreciation. And I mean, my complete energy just totally shifted when I was focusing on my loved ones and specific people or events that just filled my heart with gratitude. It's crazy how we can shift our own state and literally be the change that we wish to see in the world. It's pretty remarkable and powerful. And if you guys want to learn
practical,
more,
Kelly,
you gotta read this book. It's so, I didn't know about the five hearts, but it resonates so, and we oscillate between, you know, I have dark heart moments where I'm in incoherence and I forget my divinity or other people's divinity. But this is, this is gold right here. Read this book.
Thank you so much, Kelly. And I also want to say this. Sometimes we hear these things, right? Or like, what do I do? How do I live this? When we're in fear, when we're in thoughts, we're up here. So we're not able to really be the change that we want to be, that we know our heart's intuition is telling us. I know I can be of service. I know I'm love. When we are in heart coherence, there's this practical presence, common senseness of moving forward, inspired action. In this moment, what is the kind thing to say? In this moment, how do I bring unity? In this moment, what can I write in this email to forge connection, right? So there's this grounded power, right? Instead of like, oh my gosh, I'm just stuck at the dark heart. Like we've all felt that. I'm up in my thoughts. I'm replaying this. I'm comparing. I'm feeling bad about this or whatever. Guilt. No, we come back here and it moves us forward in the most practical, powerful way. So we can embody the love and we can embody the care and the compassion and the peace and bring it into our world, into our brothers and sisters.
Totally. It's like a power of being rather than a power of efforting.
Yes.
You know, comes
Yes. Exactly. This is where the light comes down through our bodies and really through this gateway of the heart instead of into, fleeting thoughts and all the swirling up in the ego. It gets coming through the portal of the heart is a very different way of living. And, what I call heart-led living and wellness is filtering all our decisions, lifestyle decisions, how we act, how we live through the heart's intelligence.
I love it. I love it. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for
Kelly,
that.
thank you so much. You're just your genuine heart. You're always showing up to help, support, to bring all these conversations forward. I appreciate you so much, and I know so many of us appreciate you and your light. Thank you so much for highlighting the hidden power of the five hearts and the heart and being with me today and all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining, and we'll keep this up. We'll keep this posted so that we can, anytime, you need to drop into your heart, we'll have this for you so we can remember. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Love to you and everyone.
Yeah. All right, guys. Bye. Take care.